You will be whatever you want. A knight in shining armor, or a magic spellcaster. Roll the dice, hoping for 20 might get the one. The clash of grids can turn the tide of the battle. The dungeon master has saved the tale for us. Let's start this journey together. Ignite the fire and cast your spell. Trust your swords straight into your foes. We have the strength to overcome all the challenges ahead. Embark on adventures, endless journey beyond reality. Into the darkest dungeon that waiting for us. Pushing forward and level up. We finish what we have started. Lots of needs.
Hi, welcome to Clash of Crits. I'm your host, but today I'm not your Dungeon Master. Take it away, also.
Where do you want me to take it?
Take it away from me because
it is taken away. It is snatched.
So the hornet can be on you. Oh, I can't wait.
It is taken. Do not reflect any horny on me. I do not like it. It does not feel good.
I'm about to lick your neck in your ear. Stop
See?
lying.
So like,
with your sweet Hawaiian roll
if I
built
was at
ass.
home listening to this, I would have shivered. Don't like that, not one bit.
Built like a sexy ass Swiss Hawaiian roll.
He's allergic to the horny.
Oh boy.
Be my Hawaiian punch, daddy.
Well,
Wow. He does kind of look like he's gonna bust
Hey, you got
through
that
a wall
red shirt
right now.
on?
well, usually I pass it to the same person every single time, but that person isn't here because he's a bitch. So we are going to pass it over to Droppa.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
What's good, everybody? And also, that's why I gotta be a little extra honey because Chappie ain't here. So
Oh yeah.
you gotta
I'm
fill
right
in
here.
Horn.
You're not Chappie.
I'm Chappie 2.0.
You're not Chappie. You keep stop. Listen.
Have you
Stop
seen my
it.
backyard?
I told you when you eat
I've got a
about
stool in there.
700 little Debbie Twinkies,
And a truck and 2 trucks.
Then come back and holler
and
at
they're
us.
broken.
Who gave our NPC free will? Why you just be talking? He said stop. You're not Chappie, NPC.
that's wild. I ain't call you NPC.
Psycho, stop writing
I don't know how to
lines.
answer this. The AI that trained me doesn't know how to react.
I said you gotta eat some Twinkies first, then come back and holler at us, and we can see.
We gonna give Psycho a strike for writing you lines.
Would you like to see my Comanche?
No, but anyways, we have Droppa.
What's good, everybody? I play Shalissa Osveda the Third. Shalissa Dream Journal. I sit there holding my wizard graduation forms, staring at my sister in a coma. My proudest moments were taken away by my father just because he wanted to be petty. Outside my bedroom door, my older sisters chant, Shalissa, Shalissa, our father shame gotcha. Entangled in sorrow, destroyed by shame, nobody will remember your name. It's so funny the school loves their money, our dad legacy stays the same. So when I was going up through the wizarding school, I was passing all the tests, beating out my father's name. And a couple of weeks before my graduation, he came up to the school and said, I will take all away my donations if you don't wipe them away from the history books.
Is like, I just got a question.
Couple questions actually.
I got you one too.
Do your sisters just have like dozens and dozens of nursery rhymes of just shit talking you?
Yes.
They
I got a
whole
follow
journal.
up that has to do with that. Is your sister a fucking bard? Because she's cold. You've been
Twin
getting
sisters.
cooked.
They both have to be bards.
One of
And
them's
they're
not anymore.
storytellers. They write books. They the Dr. Seuss twins. That was a question because like they just got bars like that.
Yeah.
Also, so you were beating out your dad's like records within school.
Yeah.
And he basically threatened to pull all his donations to his alma mater if they don't clear your entire history.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not supposed to be written in at all.
Like, yeah. Bexley, it just says like SO3 on his like graduation certificate. That's it. He got his graduation certificate like and not in the mail. It was just like some dude was like, "Here, congratulations."
So somewhere, somebody's like, "Yo, So 3 is fire. He's way better than Shalissa Asveta the second."
Mm-hmm. He has only like a little group, his own friend group that like believed in him, but you know.
So your dad's just an asshole.
Yeah.
My intro is about to be so very tailored to what you just said on accident.
I feel like we've been having this recurring themes of just sad boy intros.
Sad man to sad man.
I like it.
Bia, you said you had a question for him?
Oh, yeah. I have a second one other than the fact that your sister's the coldest bard I've ever heard. You have twin sisters, and then you have another sister you put in a coma, or did you put the twin in a coma?
I have two other sisters. I have the sister that's in the coma, twin sisters, and then I have one other sister that actually rocks.
Okay, never mind. I was about to say that twin has the coldest bards because you put the other one in a coma, but they just been dropping these on you since you put one of them away.
Do they hit you with these nursery rhymes like the two little girls in The Shining to be in the hallway to be talking
Yeah,
at
that's
the
what I
same
think
time?
of.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's just creepy as fuck.
Like they're singing this shit at the same exact time.
Just locks it down, skipping down the hallway.
they ain't skipping.
They roller skating.
Yo, I hope they got a 1-floor house.
No, it's a locks it down house. Everything's like built for structure. The fuck you mean? Locks it downs are not gonna make their house tremble if a fucking locks it down jump. No.
So it's like The Shining, but instead of the bike,
Yeah.
it's roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
Hillies.
that.
Just
You know, because I have other questions on what does the Loxodon's roller skates look like, but
Apparently, I mean, it makes sense for it to be a Healy, honestly.
wild.
Hillies.
Buckets for shoes. So, from one sad man to another, we have Nomi Smalls.
Oh shit, we're going all the way to me already? All right. The world will not be destroyed by evil people, but by good people who do nothing to stop it. The power of a king is in our belief. They rule. Do not believe, act. Villains seize power to shape reality to their lies. Their propaganda is marked by its extreme contempt for facts. For in their opinion, fact depends entirely on the power of man who can fabricate it. Just like Shalissa's dad.
Yeah, Shalissa's dad ain't shit.
Nope, he's one of those people abusing power
Yeah.
to create his own reality.
I mean, at least you got a good dad, though, right? Right? Baron has a good dad.
I think.
Yeah,
He thinks.
yeah, somewhere.
I had a good dad.
I ain't got no daddy.
I never knew my father.
You ain't got no daddy.
His ass lied.
Your
What you mean?
your good dad trying to tell you the truth, and you was like, I ain't trying to hear. It's too late for that.
It is too late for that. You can't come to my life and tell me something different after you fucking slap that shit in me.
He
Yo.
do, he do got a
What you
point.
mean by
My
that?
dad did that shit in real life. Fuck that.
I was focused on the fact you said he slapped something in you. I was going to say, oh, okay.
This is like, if your dad taught you something your entire life and then randomly hit you with, it's not true. And you be like, bro, I lived my whole life this way.
You ain't never heard of Santa Claus? That shit fucked me up
I
when I
never heard
turned
of
21.
Jesus.
If you ain't first, you last.
Let's go ahead and throw it over to Bia. No, Bia, what's your you're not Bia right now. You're
Not six.
7.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You're not
After
you're-
6, but before 8.
Yeah.
You're not
yeah.
6, you ain't 8, but you 7.
You see, you just said 7.
I said 7.
He said 7. You just can't hear right.
You better
Nah,
stop.
he definitely said 7. Now he's saying 7.
Yeah. You sus.
It's like a tongue twister.
No, it's not.
But you
Just
know,
randomly say something's a tongue twister.
yes, you can. It's like when people say it something's an onomatopoeia. It don't be one, but it do be one. So, I come with the real sad fact of today, right?
I want to stab you.
When Bia was growing up, they had a pet. It wasn't a usual pet, but it was one of their many pets that they had around this house. It was a tame displacer beast. That's my fun fact for today. Ain't shit sad about that. My family cold as fuck. The rest of yours is dead. Play up, baby.
But so is yours.
After that last episode of what you did with your
Do it exist in history?
family, you're going to say that your family is great and that ours suck? You are the one that sucks in your family.
No, yeah, your family does exist
Hold
in
up.
history.
Okay,
You were written
okay.
out.
I would just like to take this time to take a shot. You're a genetic experiment going right. Shalissa just put somebody in a coma, and Godric doesn't even know the world is round.
No, I'm actually a
Why
product.
flat earth?
Yeah. Hold up. What the fuck I do?
Baron's a
I'll let
product
you
of
live.
love. He just eventually got stabbed because rich people took his mom away.
Boy, your arms long and your legs short.
Yeah,
How'd that
that's
work?
not a genetic experiment. That's just
That's an
two people
orangutan.
fuck.
Don't do that to Godric. Godric knows the world is round. It just ain't free.
He knows that there's 3 dragons making up this planet.
One of them's Kenneth.
And if
See,
it's
that's where
Wednesday,
he
all
goes
3 of them get it.
Yo.
Anyways, speaking about Godric, let's throw it over to Psycho.
Gotcha.
Data entry log number 11070. Unit G0DR1K has made contact with Dr. Mithras. Dr. Mithras has requested to retrieve Unit 8LAD3. Once mission number 801 is completed, Unit G0DR1K will start its investigation. I'm coming, brother. Delete. For Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Did I just watch a fucking end credit scene over here? My jaw just dropped.
He was putting in an entry log.
Bitch, you be Thanos. Well, take it away, Chappie, with your fun fact of the day.
I'm a bitch.
I like wrestling.
Wonderful.
Come here,
Yeah. As you can tell, Chappie is not here because during Eberron, well, I guess during everything, he's really the one that does his intro first, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Chappie is not here. He's a bitch.
A Chappie fun fact: Chappie likes to throw ass in his hot tub with 2 shirts on. Boom.
Fun fact, he will never have less than 2 shirts, but he will have more than 2 shirts at one time.
Triple fun fact, he will walk outside with no shoes on before he takes that shirt off.
And drive with no shoes on.
Thanks.
I've seen it.
We've seen it. At Chappie's Anonymous, dial us now at 218-009-4186. We
Sorry
are
if
here
that's
for you
one of your
all.
numbers.
Right, if that's someone's actual number, I apologize.
If it is, text them up. Do you know the cock?
that was just a perfect like commercial ad. Like, have you been wronged by a shoeless buffoon? It seems like you've had an encounter with Chappie.
Chap in now.
Chap in now. All right, you guys ready for a recap?
Take it out your trunk and recap it.
We need to go to get some practice on how
You
to
know-
do an elephant sound, please.
1, no, you're correct. 2, I got a problem with what you just did. Because our last recording session, all you did was bitch about how you don't want that ASMR shit.
Fair.
You literally was just like, no, I can't deal with that shit.
Fair.
And you were like,
And you were the first one to just divert. Can we stop it now? Like, let's not continue it.
anyways, Kenneth is requesting a recap and for you to get fucked.
Kenneth!
Yes.
For me,
I
to
would
get
like
fucked.
if you took the cap off, put it in Sivan's mouth, put it back on, took it off.
On last session of Clash of Crits Eberron campaign, Team A of the Ghost Unit splits up in the city of Sharn to greet old acquaintances and learn more about what's going on in the city to better help their investigation. We were met by great info, old grudges, psychotic deals, and family reunions. And with the help of Dr. Mithra, the team got a meeting with Senator Lucar Leander. I wonder if things will go well or fall apart. I guess we'll just have to tune in and find out. You guys are in the car. You guys had just conversated about the meeting that was set up by Dr. Mithra. You know that it is a meeting for somebody in your group. Well, it's a meeting for Godric, and he could bring a +1. So far, from everything that was set up, it's supposed to be a peaceful meeting for him to talk to the senator about something. The senator doesn't even know what the meeting is, like what it really entails. You guys had decided that the plan was going to be Godric and Kappa to go and talk to Luke Arleander. And the rest of you were going to search at the bottom of that tower to see if you can spot Todd Leander, and if not, you're going to interrogate Baron's contact and see if you can get more information out of him, or even get his full pathway into the building without having to pay the price of 2 Astral Elf ears. But right now, you guys are still in the vehicle driving to the tower. Bia, last session, you looked to the side and you spotted this mark that you recognize on the back of Kor's neck. You see that his veins are somewhat glowing, and you can see that this mark is starting to pulse a little bit. You can see that he, every once in a while, you can see that he'll like reach his arm back and he's scratching like the side of his neck and stuff, and it looks like he's starting to break out, like there's a rash. You could tell that he's irritated by whatever's on his skin, but he looks normal for the most part.
How good of a look did I get at it?
Right now, you're sitting behind him and you have full vision of what the mark is.
So
because he has like his hair up.
All right. So does it look as far as mine was when I had mine before? Does it look like it's progressed?
It looks somewhat close to the way that your mark was. The way your mark was, you had black veins all over like half of your body.
Okay.
But when the pulsing started to happen, then that's when you started to transition into like blacking out and not knowing what was going on.
So I could tell currently right now that he
might be, you could tell that because it's pulsing, he might have already been through it, or might be going through blackouts and he's not telling anybody anything, where he doesn't remember what's going on and he's kind of just going with the flow. But you haven't noticed anything. You've noticed that for the most part, he's been active on these missions with you guys. It doesn't look like he's stopped and has been confused.
Right. So when Bia has used his ability before, has he used it on somebody that was in the middle of transitioning?
This is something that you've only seen with yourself.
All right, then I am going to end up doing something.
Okay.
I would like to trespass into the veil.
So you want to use your aspect trespassing the veil?
Yes, I would.
I need a fate token from you.
Here you go.
So you activate trespassing the veil as you feel your body fall back into the void for a second, as everything goes black around you, and in front of you, you only see this bluish aura of where you remember Kor sitting in front of you. But you see that it's split in it's like split in two. It's like going into as like two different people and then going back into one. And you see that one looks like he's just sitting still, looking forward as they're like scratching the side of their neck. And the other one is starting to look more detailed as you see that part of the body twist and start looking behind at you, and you can see that they lock eyes with you.
So you said one of them does, or just that one? The evil looking one, I'll say that.
Same color and everything.
Oh, so same. So the best way to describe it is like they're both split off in two. One looks like Kor in person, and the other one looks like a whole different entity.
Kind of, yeah, at this point. No, right now it looks like it is, just think of like a silhouette made of like blue energy.
Okay.
And at first it looked like one person, and then it looked like it was starting to split at the top, like it's two different bodies.
Okay.
So one is forward and scratching their neck like how Kor was, as the other one starts to twist backwards, and it's looking at Bia.
All right. So after that, I see that, Before he tries to reach, like not reach, but before he tries to meld back into one, I would like to speak to him, and I'd just like to ask him who he is. Who are you?
You can speak to me.
I can speak and I can see you. Who and what are you?
I am Quarry.
Do you have a specific name?
Valenzo.
How long have you been attached to Core?
This one, Core. I've been attached to him since his birth. How is it that you were able to connect with the Dalcor?
Run-ins from the past, so to speak.
You would be very interesting to the Inspired.
Oh, trust me, I'm aware, but I don't plan on joining them ever.
That is good. Neither do we.
We?
Core and I.
Well, is there a way that I can speak to you at any time? Because I'd like to further this conversation.
Usually Core doesn't let me take the driver's seat. So, if you are speaking now, this might be the only time.
I take it that you're not a part of the Inspired.
So, as you say that, you see that a tear happens in this void that separates you. And you see Core like spin around in his seat and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What are you talking about?
And you see that he gets real nervous.
Are we
And
like in the car? We're still in the Astral.
you guys are all in the car, like you hear him say this out loud. He just turns around and he looks at BA. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?
What are you talking about, Core?
You can't do that. You." And he's like looking around.
Is everything okay?
Fuck. Bia, you shouldn't have did that.
Bia, Core, what is going on?
You see that Core like turns to the side and opens up Kit as he's like jumps out. And you see that instantly as he jumps out, Kappa is confused and he jumps out after Core to try to grab him. You see that Core hits the side of the building as he like slides down and goes through a window, and you see that Kappa follows him through the window.
What the hell was that, Bia?
I don't fucking know. I didn't touch him.
What did you do?
I just looked at him.
Is there, I guess, a way to kind of gauge the situation between what happened with him? Because I've known them for a while, and Bia just saying I just looked at him.
Yeah, you know that nothing like this has ever happened.
Right. Which is why it's odd.
And Core is usually very calm, collected, kind of follows the lead of what you guys think is the best thing. He very rarely even gives his own opinion. He tries to stay just in the shadows, hidden. He doesn't even want to make himself as like any attention on him at all.
Right.
And it's odd that he would like make a scene and that he would like freak out and even just like get out the car.
Right, which is why I'm asking with Bia saying I just looked at him.
You would know that he had to do something way more than that.
Okay. That's
Yeah, by the way that Core reacted, you know that he like never acts like that.
okay.
And that you guys are going to a mission.
Yes. So as Godric is driving, I say, Bia, what did you do?
I looked at him. He's been acting weird.
No, he never acts weird. What did you do?
I didn't specifically do anything. He's been acting weird since I seen him at the church in Siri.
Explain.
I seen him at a church in Siri with weird people surrounding the church. I haven't even talked to him about it yet. I just happened to be looking at him. I didn't touch him. I didn't do anything to him. I didn't even speak to him.
Is there a way to try to suss out Bia's intentions?
Yeah, hold on.
So, like, by intentions, we're meaning how I plan to maneuver the situation, like intention, or
since I've known you for so long, especially because like how you word your things, for me to try kind of get that like you're withholding information because I know how you are.
Yeah.
So,
Would I be...
Hold on, just let him.
so technically you're not lying. You did just look at him. You didn't talk to him. And say, yes.
But he did do
Yes.
something by going beyond the veil and confronting, which is you didn't directly touch him, but it's still affecting Core. You
Yeah.
did something to Core by talking.
Oh, I'm
to
aware
him.
I did something, but
No, I know,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm trying to.
When you
Yes.
know a person, you can kind of tell when they're saying what they mean, but they're not saying what they mean.
I assume Bill wouldn't have told you.
It's not about you telling me.
Oh, no, I mean, like, about the order or anything like that.
I think we're gonna go with empathy for both to get with get a feeling on what they're actually like saying or whatever. I think you would be a notice.
I think I was gonna say I feel like mine would be a notice.
yours would be a
to be
notice.
empathy.
Yours would be an empathy.
That is a 3 notice.
All right.
Damn.
I'm at a 1. So,
So you're at a 1. So Godric, you would know that he's not telling you the complete truth. Like the way that he's going about things, you can tell that he's kind of like stuttering in his words a little bit. And he's usually very clear and out
I know
in the
he's
open.
withholding
Yes,
information.
you know he's withholding information. So you guys go ahead and act that out however you please.
Bia, enough! I know both of you a long time. We don't have time for this. What did you do to Core, or I will arrest both of you. I will detain both of you for interfering with a Kenneth mission.
I didn't touch Core, but there's something within inside of Core.
What did you do to him?
I didn't touch. The best way to describe it is I looked at Core.
And what did you see?
I seen something else besides Core.
Baron would peek his head out of the barrel that is strapped into Kit, and he'd be like, freaking out. Am I leaking? Am I making you guys angry?
Not now, Baron.
Where's Core?
Bia, please just tell him. We need to get this over. We need to get this done.
Me telling you what Core is would not help us.
So you know what Core is.
I don't know what Core is.
Baron, do me a favor and roll a notice.
Damn.
It's a 4.
Okay.
Hey.
With a 4. As you come out of the barrel, you didn't like sense it before, but as you come out of the barrel and you're like nervously talking, you can feel shattered energy from the Dao core.
Have I felt this before? Like this feeling?
You felt it only a couple times as you started to activate your magical abilities, and you have somewhat of like strands of that within you when you actually do your magic. So it's very familiar to you as soon as you come out. So, but you've never felt anything like that within the group.
Okay. And it's coming from where Core was?
It's coming from like where he was sitting. Is it's like you could feel it kind of like fading away.
Okay. Where's Core? Why? What is that energy that's coming from him over there? He's not there, but he's there. What's happening?
You can
I-
feel the energy?
It feels like how my magic feels. But I've never felt that from him before.
So,
Bia, start talking.
there are things on this planet and in this realm and things that are not from this realm. Core and wherever he gets his magic from happens to belong to the group that's not from this realm, most likely. There's something attached to him, and I believe Core needs to explain that to all of us.
But you know what these things are.
I know what they are.
So
Yes.
what are they? Explain them to us.
What's attached to Core is a part of Dao Core, and that's the same place he gets his magic from.
How familiar are we of
Yeah.
of the Dao core?
Like nursery rhyme kind of like stuff. Like
So
you hear that like you've never been
Yeah.
through it, but like you hear that as you dream, you drift off to Dao core as your imagination, plays games on you and stuff like that.
Dreaming dreams I dream.
So
So,
Dalcor, the dreamland, like we get our sweet dreams and
you
nightmares
do
from?
not get your sweet dreams and nightmares from Dao Core. You get nightmares.
Dreaming dreams I dream. The darkness comes.
Yes. There are some people who are inherently connected to Dao Core from their birth, and there are others who are controlled. I believe Core has been connected since his birth.
So Why is it a bad thing? He's Dalcor.
It could be a bad thing. There's factions within Dalcor that are warring with themselves and warring on this plane and trying to do other things that involve this plane.
Godric, roll a lore check.
Sure. That is a 1, and I don't think any of my aspects would affect this. I don't think there's anything that can help for me.
It is something that you might have heard of in, like, glancing over a mission file in the past.
Well then, if I can boost with a Kenneth till I die, because I won't let Kenneth down, then and Core running away, it is kind of affecting the mission.
I would allow you to do that.
All right, so then it would boost it to a 3.
Okay.
Here, please take.
You spend a fate token.
I rolled my 3. And,
okay, so you rolled a 3. You remember while he's saying like these people that might be connected with the dream world from birth, or they might be possessed from something that happens. You remember an old mission file, and it wasn't a mission that you were on, but it was something that somebody was investigating, talking about a tribe of people that possibly have supernatural powers that they inherited from Dalcor.
And am I aware of like the name that they gave this tribe of people?
Yes. Okay. You remember that this tribe were called the Kalishtar. And the way that you took it was they were illegally holding. They were holding fugitives from Dalcor, is the way that you took it.
Well, I think Dalcor is bad, or like reading magic books, going through school and stuff like that. Would I have any?
From you being in school, you wouldn't have a sense whether it was good or bad. You know that there are plenty of things that are proven about your universe, especially being like in a magic school. But Dalcor is one of those things that are still up in the air as theory, not something that is completely proven. Just like the creation of the world, a lot of you wizards don't. A lot of like people who went to like magic school and stuff like that don't completely believe in the progenitor dragons, that they created the world that way. They believe that it is what it is, and that's something that was a story that was passed on. So you think of Dalcor the same way. It's like just like a theory, but it's never been proven.
Okay.
From Kenneth's logs, there at one point was documentation of a possible tribe of people that might have had this Dalcor power within them, and they were labeled as Kalishtar. It doesn't seem like him being a Kalishtar is a problem, so I suggest we don't try to make it a problem, Bia.
I do not believe that he's a problem.
So, let's not agitate for no reason.
I wasn't aware. The issue...
But you're aware now, right?
I'm aware.
Then that's all that matters.
I only checked because if he was a part of the Inspired, then that's where the issue with the mission would have came intact.
And what is this Inspired?
There's two parts to There's multiple parts and factions to Dalcors. The ones that are connected to the Kalistars are different from the other ones. The other ones are part of the Dreaming Dark. That is where the Inspired are part of. If he was a part of them, usually they have a bigger plan at play, especially when they're involved with group things like this. Whenever they're involved, it's not good.
And this Inspired and Dreaming Dark can affect Kenneth.
Yes. That's why I checked to make sure that he was not one of them. He could have affected all of us.
What kind of magic does the Dreaming Dark use?
Would it be a specific magic term for it?
It's not specifically magic. The best way that you could describe what they're capable of to your team is like the scrolls, like full on takeover, to where every decision, like every political decision and everything is being ran by an evil entity, and there could be people that you know and you trust, and it's not even really them.
Okay, so the best way to describe them, you're aware of the issues that people have had with changelings and the species of them. Their issues is that they could be anyone and anything. What the Dreaming Dark and Quarry can do is further than that. They can control people, their decisions, the outcome of things. They can control a lot of things in the shadows without you even knowing. Just being around them is an issue.
Dreaming dreams, the darkness,
What
puppeteers.
What prompted you to do this to Core now, out of the years that we've been together?
This, I've had a feeling, but I haven't had a look. The reason why I checked is because Core has a mark that I've had before, and when I had that mark, I woke up and both of my parents were dead.
What did the mark look like?
So we should be on the lookout for.
I don't believe you have to be on the look. I don't think his quarry is the same as the rest of theirs.
What did the mark look like?
I tried to sketch it out for him. So, would I need to roll anything?
As you're just
Also, would Core have left anything behind when he jumped out?
no, he has his equipment.
Alright.
Crafts?
Can I use one of my lore stunts? Since I've basically been trained throughout all of Dalcor and over the different things, the lore thing basically says I've read about that. You've read thousands of books and varieties on the topic. Spend a fate point to use lore in place of other skills for one row, provided you can justify having read about the thing you're attempting. And like, that's my whole thing.
No, because you've read about everything around this subject. You're the anomaly until today.
Oh, so that sign is like a fresh thing, but it happened to me before, and I believe I would have read about it.
It happened to you.
Yeah.
And any notes on that sign you wrote because it happened to you. This is the second time you've seen that symbol.
Right, I think what he's saying, because of the fact that he has that info,
Yeah.
can he replace lore with the craft, like the role that he did, instead of it being craft, lore, because he is the kind of the one who wrote. He would
Sure.
so that would replace. You would be spending. What is your lore?
So my lore is a +3.
So that would give you a 1 instead. If you would spend a token to do
Yeah.
that.
And then, yeah.
Pop.
So then he would have a 1 in his lore roll.
Yes. So, Baron, with the, it's a rough scribble, but if you roll higher than a 1 with your notice, then I'll say that you might. I'll let you know whether you have seen it or not.
Yeah, whether it's recognizable or not.
Yes. Your goal is higher than a 1.
Oh,
That's a -1. Is that good?
No.
Hey, pop a
It's
fate
higher
for it.
if you reverse it.
Pop a fate for it.
have,
Pop a fate. I'm sweating.
You see Baron is looking at it, but he's like holding his arm like it's in pain. And he seems worried. That's about it. He's like, I don't really know what that is.
Well, it seems Kappa followed Core, and I hope that they rein it together and meet us for this mission. If not, there is going to be a report on this. You're going to have to file the grievances against Core, and he will file grievances against you. This was something you should have done at a different time.
I believe it could have affected the mission, so I did it now.
Well,
It-
what you believed was wrong.
It is affecting the mission now.
Correct.
As Godric is telling us, we should have done this another time, and then starts driving. As soon as it gets quiet, Baron is going to be like, should we be worried that that's where my magic seems to be coming from? And then he's going to go back in the barrel.
so Shalissa will look at the barrel. Not the right time, but we're not going to be
I
worried.
never do anything at
No.
the right time.
It's going to be okay.
So, as you guys are driving, you hear, Godric, will I assist you in the meeting?
I can. If you need somebody,
As everybody's like talking, Kit's trying to figure out how we're supposed to get this mission done correctly. And since Kappa's gone, he asked that question.
I don't think I can get a fucking car through inside buildings. Unfortunately, due to your schematics, I do not think you will fit inside the building. Kit, you are to stay with the others.
I will follow orders.
Bia, how confident are you in this inspired being spread?
The inspired are already spread.
DC's my life work.
They're even in Syria as we speak, and I believe they're progressing.
So they should be in a place like Sharn.
They're everywhere, yes.
So much that it could possibly affect the governor.
Yes.
And you can sense this inspired.
Yes, I can.
You will be tagging along with me.
Wait, gotcha.
Just like old times.
Do you really think the governor can be inspired?
They're already in places you fail to understand.
There's none in this barrel.
We'll get to you and your magic later.
If this inspired is dangerous enough to where if this affected two people in the same stature as me against each other, that I have known that we have been working for years with little problems because I will always bring 102% satisfactory.
Is that even possible? I mean, like, that's more than 100.
Baron,
And 100
Baron,
is everything.
Baron, when Godric talks like this,
I'm just a barrel.
there you go.
I'm a scared barrel.
Then I am willing to help see it through. However, something like this should not happen again. Agreed, Bia?
Agreed.
Shalissa, Baron, I can trust you to take care of Todd Leander.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna get him. That's my job.
Question, Godric. So, say if this guy is inspired, what are you gonna do? Blow his head off?
If he threatens Kenneth, yes.
I believe that'd be more my expertise than it would be Godric's.
Does this inspired bleed? Because I don't.
Damn that bucko!
That was
When
cold.
you kill an inspired, the body dies, but the spirit does not.
Wonderful.
Where does it go?
What about this?
It does not matter right now.
I will explain to Godric on the way.
I just like knowing things. Sorry.
I just want to know about the magic.
You can learn that on your off time, Shalissa.
You do not want to know
Though
about
you
the
should
magic.
be doing volunteer work
on.
on your off time,
130% to Kenneth.
Why am I doing volunteer work?
as we all should.
Godric, I'm not doing volunteer work on my off time.
I do. I handle all of the people relations.
So
You guys are having this conversation, and you're zooming forward. You see that as you guys were driving, every couple of seconds, Kit would flash like GPS location because you guys were close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
As you see that it starts to flash rapidly, and then 2 dots disappear. So you know that wherever Kappa and Core is, they're way out of your range now.
Yeah.
So you know that they're nowhere near where the mission is supposed to be.
Ooh, this is going in the report.
You guys are in the Dragon Tower district now. You pull up to the Silver Scale High Rise, which is the building you were supposed to be at.
Correct. What time is it at this point?
At this point, because of the whole argument and stuff like that, it was a good drive because you were in a whole different district. Let's say that you have maybe an hour and a half before you have to actually be there for the
So it'd
meeting.
be 4:30 because we have to meet at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're in front of the scale towers. According to Kappa's info, Todd Leander should be around here.
Yeah, apparently it was a man named Todd Leander
Yeah.
that was dealing in the alleyway around
Yes.
the Silver Skull high rise.
Baron, you said your friend bought dragon blood from him, right?
Well, he said that he's sold it, yeah. In this location.
Let's go
In
towards
an
the alley.
Okay, Baron will get out of the barrel and out of Kit and then be like, Kit, is my barrel gonna be safe in here? Are you gonna protect my barrel, Kit? Kit never talks to me. It makes me sad. All right, let's go.
You want me to bring the barrel?
No, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I trust Kit, even though he doesn't trust me enough to talk to me.
You're speaking to
He
Kid
doesn't
Rock.
respond to you at all.
No, I
He
know.
doesn't talk to nobody
it
but
makes,
Godric.
it makes Baron sad.
See? Bye, kid.
I put my hand on the roof. For Kenneth, by Kenneth.
For Kenneth.
I say that too.
As Godric would be the last one to get out, and he would just once again to inform Kit to be close to Baron and Shalissa if anything arises, to try to get them out of whatever situation, for then to head to the next area, which would be, if this doesn't work out, then they gotta meet Otis, his contact.
So you see that as you guys all get out the car and you tell Kit that, as soon as you step out, you hear the and you see that it transforms into a huge like rail gun with a seat in it, and then he gamma mode, and then goes completely invisible.
That was a solid ass transformer, though. So I'll give you that.
Ironic, because as soon as we step out, Baron's gonna look to Shalissa, and Shalissa's just gonna see like this weird yellow gas start to form around him, and then it turns translucent and almost invisible, and it spreads to both of us. And you cannot see anyone within it.
So we're invisible.
I just did exactly what Kit did.
Except for you hear.
And then Baron is gonna make the same noise.
Okay.
You see in the middle of the alley, there's this huge dumpster, and you just hear. You see it's getting pushed, and the front of it just caves in.
We don't.
This
need to-
is
we don't need to be
not
as
this is
loud.
not espionage. This is.
We don't need to be as loud as him. We can.
Are
Just,
you sure? Doom.
Do you want to?
No.
Well,
no,
I didn't do it
Baron.
as loud as he did. I just did that to you to be funny. I wanted to make you laugh.
You succeed.
So, meanwhile, Godric and Bia, you walk up to the front of the building.
Correct.
And as you walk up to the front, you see that there is security that's outside. They don't stop you from walking in, but as you get inside and past the lobby to where like the elevators are at, those security guards don't allow you on the elevator.
Excuse me. We have a appointment with the governor at 6. We have an excuse me. We have an appointment with the senator at 6.
Senator Leander.
Senator Lucar. Leander.
Yes. Sure, he has meetings all day. Can you give me a name?
Dr. Mithras.
Dr. Mithras. Give me a second. And you see that he starts going through this data pad. And as he goes through it, you see him like touch his ear to like an earpiece, and he's like, "They're clear, let them through." And you see the elevator start to open up.
As Godric would look to Bia, as we would both walk in.
As you guys walk in, you see that there is a small halfling that's sitting in a stool. What floor?
The top one?
Yeah, you would know it's the top floor.
Top floor, please.
Top floor. He presses the button. He's like, "What brings you to the top floor?"
Business meeting.
Ah, business. Yeah, I've tried to have business meetings with them before. They always waive my applications.
Apply to House Kenneth.
Oh, that's way too far. You guys don't have an actual base out here in Sharn.
Apply to House Kenneth.
Are you a member of House Kenneth?
No.
No. Okay. What about you, elf boy?
Not at all.
Oh,
Elf boy. How old are you?
me.
Yes.
Not too old at all. About a young 4.
A young 4?
Yeah.
400?
Yeah.
40?
No. 400. 2 zeros.
Take it back. Maybe I am a young elf boy.
He said what he said. Junior.
I thought halflings died at the age of 40.
Those are turtles. That is Kappa.
Half the.
Well, I hope you guys have a great time during your meeting. Don't look him directly in the eye. He's a weird guy about that. Let me see. What else? What other information can I give you? He doesn't like it when you look him in the eye. He doesn't like it when you comment on his clothing brands that he wears. Don't look directly into his mustache.
I would have waived his whole life application.
Don't ask him why his mustache looks like it's hooked into his nose. What else is there? Well, you'll find out as you guys start writing up.
Good
It's
luck
taking
on
a
your
minute.
application to Kenneth.
Yeah, I'll try that out. So while you guys are going to be writing up for a while, the other half of the team, you guys are in the middle of the alley.
I wanted to have a conversation before we got to the alley with Baron.
You guys are walking through the alley. You guys set up a conversation.
Within this bubble, every once in a while, you just get a weird smell of what smells like a fart.
Baron, I could have. If you wanted privacy, I could have just made myself invisible.
Baron's gonna look around. But I mean, this just works for both of us.
All right. Also, Baron, I know you don't want to have to find a new supply guy or where you get all your supplies from.
I mean, I work in the apothecary. I volunteer on my off time in the apothecary for Canis, so I don't need one. I just, we've got our own thing going on. He licks my spit, and I give him a little bit toxin here and there.
Whatever.
As you are making the weird grossed out face too, you get that whiff of a weird sulfur fart smell again.
At least say excuse me, Baron.
What do you mean?
That's you, right?
Oh, I'm just so used to the smell by now. That's actually just because of how my magic works and it mixes with drugs. I have to use sulfur within this magic spell, so every once in a while that just mixes with the.
As you guys continue walking, you see that you're deeper into the alley, and it looks very dark. There's no there's not really any lights in here, because the towers are so big with the shade. It's almost like it's nighttime within these alleys, tight between the buildings. And you see that there are a bunch of boxes and tents and stuff like that. As you're going deeper in, it looks like there's a full-on community of people who just can't afford to be a part of the city.
Like a homeless.
Yes.
Okay.
The deeper you're going in, you see that a huge majority of the people that are here are completely strung out.
Do any of them look like it's because of dragon's blood?
You see that a lot of them are strung out. You see some are excited as they're running back into tents with certain baggies and stuff like that. But then as you're going deeper, you see that one huge part, maybe 30 feet all the way around, where there were tents and stuff like that, it looks like a huge just crater is there in the alley. Kind of like a DBZ blast to the ground.
Does it remind me of my situation when I was a
Very
kid?
much so.
Okay.
You see that it looks like a huge crater, and as you start to walk towards it, you see somebody is laying in there. You see that their clothes completely are burnt off. Part of their skin is burnt, as it seems like they're laughing and they're looking up into the air, into the sky, and it doesn't look like they're mentally there. But you can see that like they're laughing and their body is like starting to stretch out as you see them start to slowly like float into the air.
Yeah, I'm trying to move fast away from that. That I don't trust that at all.
That's kind of what happened to me.
And as they're floating into the air and you guys are like starting to like back up, you see that they take this deep breath and you could see the red like veins go all through their body. The blood vessels get shot through their eyes, and then the body just explodes.
When it explodes, I'm trying to do like a wall, just straight up to block the.
Like
I'll
form the
try
terrain to go up to block. The
Yeah,
blood
I'll
from
try to do
hitting
a
you guys.
spell to I'll take my tree of life staff and I slam it into the ground to shoot up like a giant wall of earth to block the blood splatter.
So all these homeless people are just going to see a random wall come up from nowhere.
I don't care. They're strung out. I do not give a fuck. Who
No,
you
I
gonna
know. I
believe, this
just think
crackhead?
it's funny. I just like,
So for you to do that, I am going to have you roll a shoot check because that's how I'm going to have you do all of your magic.
could shoot a shoot.
With a 3.
With a 3, just in time as you change the form of the terrain, you see the concrete goes up and then blocks the splatter of blood for you and Baron. And as it falls back down, you see the splattered blood start to rise up from the ground and turn into like sparkles and disappear.
Oh, well, that part didn't happen to me.
If this stuff hits the streets, this would be dangerous.
If it hits the streets,
Like, if
is
it
this not a
gets-
street?
If it gets more popularized, Baron, if it gets more popularized.
Well, I guess it's not a street anymore because there's a giant crater in it.
As you're looking around, you see that there is another guy. It looks like he's walking with a child. They're both lizard folk. You see that they're walking. He's like walking with a child as he goes and like pushes his child into a tent. The child looks like maybe 8 years old. He pushes them into a tent and then he sits on a crate outside and you see him go into his coat and pull out a small shot glass of this red glowing liquid. And you see that he's starting to like unwrap it.
We should probably get away from this tent.
yeah. We'll try to figure out who.
Well, I think that direction, and it's just where they came from.
I'm going to go that direction where I came from to see if anybody's selling dragon blood.
Okay, so as you guys start walking that way,
We
you
do
see
have a
that-
pretty precise.
You see that
location.
as he takes the first
Yeah.
the first sip, as it hits his lips, instantly explodes, and then there's a whole nother crater there where the tent was. And it shows you that some people just don't have a high enough tolerance like others.
Would that be considered hitting the street? I'm still confused on this term.
Baron, it's like when like the mainstream population start doing it.
Oh, so poor people don't count.
Not to drug lords, no. No, they don't, Baron.
Got it.
Yeah, so you hear, and like as you like that happens, smoke is clearing. You see that the blood sparkles like it did before, and there's nothing there in that area. Tent is gone. That guy's gone. Kid's gone. Just completely gone. And you hear in the distance, ah, ah, come get it! I got it for everybody! Oh, ah!
I think that's our guy.
Let's go. Let's follow the crazy wild men shouting.
All right, I gotta do something when we walk up. I'm gonna just get a little bit something up in his nose, and maybe he'll want to talk a little bit more.
All right.
Okay.
As you get closer, you see this guy with this huge trench coat on. He's standing on top of like a wooden crate.
How tall is he?
Not very tall.
Okay, so
And
good to know.
it looks like he has this very, very, very thick mustache.
Like
you see
Eggman thick?
huh?
Like Eggman thick?
Yeah, kind of, but it's crooked. You see one part's peeling. One end is peeling.
Lemony Snicket looking at.
And you see that he has this like trench coat open, and he has multiple little pockets on the side with all these different shot glasses.
Do any of them look different?
No, they all look the same with the same glow.
Okay.
As you get closer, you can tell that it is Otis.
If you tell me this your man's.
You see that it's Otis. He has a fake mustache on that's almost falling, and he has a name tag that says Todd.
Yeah.
You see people are like coming up, and he's not even like charging people this like a specific amount.
Yeah.
You see that like people are coming up, and he's bartering with them with what they have on them and stuff like that to take anything that they have. You see like this like man walks up, and he has his like crutches, and like he has like one leg missing, and he takes the guy's crutches for like one of the shots and stuff like that. And he's just throwing a bunch of stuff into this huge cart that he has.
So Baron's gonna get as close as possible as he can. And within his left arm, it will start to glow, and he's gonna pick from his armor some magnesium powder and a bunch of chocolate powder or cocoa powder, mix it into his glowing arm, and then flow his magic through it and caress Otis's mustache with a sigil, and that is going to start flowing into his nose to make him more like overly relaxed and willing to just say too much, which he already is.
So I'm gonna have you.
So the invisible thing that I was going with is like kind of basically pass without trace with a fart smell.
I'm gonna have you do the same thing. I'm gonna have you roll a shoot check.
Okay.
Well, his magic is.
Well, yeah, mine's perfect.
Yeah, yours is craft. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have you roll a craft check to see if that works.
Okay.
And how well it works.
That's a
Yes,
6.
it definitely works. You see that it hits him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff." As he just falls directly backwards off of the crate onto the ground, and he's just rolling back and forth like,
We should grab him and get out of here.
Also,
That's Otis, not Todd.
All right. I would like to pick up Otis /
You see that as you guys are getting ready to pick him up, people in the alley notice that he falls back,
I know it.
and
I
they're
knew it was
starting
coming
to flood in and try to take all these shot glasses out of his coat.
Yeah, no, we're gonna put a stop to all of fucking that.
You hear, "If needed, I have infinite ammo."
Godric, we're gonna hold you back. Godric, we're gonna hold you back for a
That's
backup
Kit.
plan.
That's the
Oh,
Godric.
sorry.
You hear,
I mean, God could say the same thing.
Fire
though.
out you.
you hear the steps towards you.
Kit, we will save you for a backup plan.
Every bullet is for the name of Kenneth.
So we've worked together often, and we both look at each other and just know what to do. And
What is it? Deny depose Kenneth and his bitch. Continue.
we both just look at each other because we've been in similar moments where we just feel trapped, and we know we need to work fast. So we both start to combine our magic in a unison. Baron, lacing a dark purple teal magic that smells like opium, starts flowing it through your staff, your tree of life.
And Shalissa will slam down his staff to have a like floral aroma come out. His staff will be take like calm emotions to infect all the people.
So this is how we're gonna do this. Only one of you are gonna roll because this is a combo, and whoever's going to roll, whether it's going to be Baron with craft or Shalissa with shoot, you will be rolling 5 dice. So whoever's gonna roll, you're gonna take 1 die from the other person.
What's your shoot? All right, you do it.
Let me get 2 dice.
No.
I know.
No, he wants to use my color.
Yeah, I got it.
No.
So he's using 3 of his and my color.
No.
Why?
No. I don't know.
I'm like, what the fuck you mean? They're the same dice.
So 3 of yours, 1 of his. Well, why'd you take 2 from him?
Because he just wants to have
You
2
listen,
within
Ray.
the mix.
That was just I took 2 from
That's doing for
yeah.
for drop of crits.
All right.
That's a
Good luck.
CMSD shit.
Just good luck.
Oh, let's go. That's not bad.
That is 2.
6.
Yeah, that's 6.
Okay, 6 altogether. All right, so explain how you want this to happen, and I will tell you what the effect that happens after.
So Baron's magic is typically very just, it goes out from within him everywhere. But he knows that Shalissa is a true wizard, and they've worked together for so long that he starts to flow his magic into Shalissa's staff.
And I like to take Baron's like tail and like dark purple magic and mix it together with more of a peak fuchsia floral color coming out my staff to encase the homeless population. To have them like all like rave girl, like I'm high as fuck, dancing in the air, yeah, type shit. Like Return the Slave.
So you're trying to mustard gas
Yes.
the alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm wild for saying shoot them down.
I ain't trying to kill them. I'm just giving them.
Okay, guess what? You gonna see one of them holding the red bandana, the other one holding the blue bandana, and be like, "We two united with the dragon's blood."
Hell yeah!
This shit turned to a Michael Jackson video shoot fast.
Okay.
Okay. As you guys do that, you see that as that starts happening, you see it starting to flood as it's like a huge like tsunami of like this nasty smoke. At first it's beautiful colors as it all melds together, and you see that it's starting to spread through as you see it going directly into the nose and mouths of all the people that are within here, the women, the children, the men, all different races, as you see that they're starting to like kind of seize out from what this is and drop to the ground. And by the time you're able to just knock everybody out that's running towards you, you see skedaddling away. Yeah. You see, it is Todd/Otis, and you
How
see
far
that
is he away?
you see that as he's running, shot glasses are falling out of his coat, and as they're hitting the ground, crater.
Can I hit him with a shadow snare? Can I like use the shadows to like yoke his ass up?
Right now, you guys would be rolling in athletics to catch him.
Is he running towards Kit?
Kit was standing right behind you guys. He said
okay.
what he was willing to do, and you guys just ignored him. Would you guys want me to roll athletics for Kit
Yes.
to chase as well?
Yes.
You guys are fine with that.
Yes.
So you guys would have to tell Kit.
Yeah, no, I would look at Kit as soon as I see Otis running, and I'd be like,
Sick him.
get him!
Apprehend the target. Dead or alive?
Alive, we need information. In as much shot glasses that you can keep stable.
You hear,
That poor soul.
Did we just fuck up?
and you see that you hear just like this huge pound off the ground as his cloaking mode comes off, as he transforms in the air and lands as Kit as he's going full force down this alley, and you see that he's about to crash directly into him.
Let's save that for the report we gotta fill out later.
I think it's too late.
I'm gonna
You see that he's going directly towards him. He says, alive, as he starts to like drift to the side, and the back of Kit smacks into him as he tumbles and smacks into the side of a building, and you hear just and a giant explosion.
God damn. I start hustling
Yeah.
after them. I start booking it.
Baron is running.
Anything that fell out exploded, but you see that he still has a bunch in his trench coat.
Okay.
As you guys get there, you see that he's like dazed. He's like bleeding from his nose and his mouth, but he's still alive.
You said there's still some left.
There's still a bunch left in his
Okay,
coat.
I would start collecting them
Um.
and putting
the
them
whole
in
jacket
Shalissa's
out.
pocket.
Yeah, we're taking his whole jacket and I'm
Oh, yeah.
encasing his ass
There you go.
in water all the way up to his neck. Then I'm gonna freeze the water.
So you're putting the jacket away in
yes,
Kit.
in
Yeah.
Kit. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I want to put.
So you're choking him out, and then I'm just like rubbing his mustache to reactivate the sigil.
So I'm gonna leave you guys there, and we are going to go back to the elevator with Godric and Bia. You guys hit the top of the elevator. As the door opens, you see it opens right into the penthouse. You see that there is a long hallway and there is a huge desk. You see that there's a man sitting there. As you start to walk closer, you see that on each side of the desk, just standing in a straight line in attention, are 4 guards on one side, 4 guards on the other. These guards are different races. You see, like, one of them is a Warforged. You see that there is a Minotaur that's here. You see that one is a Tiefling, human. You see that there's just different races that are here. The one thing that you guys notice is that they are all wearing the same suit, and they all have the same House Leander sigil on their forehead. And it's like branded into their foreheads.
Okay. So like, dude, I've been working with Godric for like 40 years plus, you said, or something like that.
Just about, yeah.
Well, not
So-
40 because I'm only 30 years old.
Oh, so like basically his lifespan.
He's been working 2 years before you.
Yes.
Okay, so like 2 years under his lifespan. So I know what happens if we walk into a room and we walk out and everybody's dead, right?
If you walk into you know damn well that for your job, if you walk into a room and you walk out and everybody's dead, you just have to make sure that there's no trace of you ever being there.
Dr. Mithras had this appointment, not me.
Oh yeah. So like I imagine this done happened a few
You
times
also
with me
wouldn't
and
want it to be
Godric on a
connected to
mission
anybody
before.
from House Kenneth either.
No,
though.
you're right. Yeah.
Phil's from down the block.
yeah. No, but like we would probably stage it to be some different
Oh yeah,
type
no,
of
no, it's Bia gives you the look like we done been on missions. I just look at you like,
I don't give a fuck about these dudes.
all right.
I will say, like, you and Core have been on missions before to where, like, once the job is done, both of you have, like, either shot or stabbed each other to make it look like you were a part of, like, the victims that were there.
I just
I'll bleed. You know who's getting. You know who's gonna look the most hurt.
He's just like forget him.
Hey, it's just the thought process is funny as hell. Is Godric perfectly fine, Bia all fucked up, and they're dead, and they was like, oh, they just attacked Bia. They had to do it. For
Godric,
Canada.
Godric's looking out there. Oh no.
No. What I just imagine, you know, like that video where it's like for Batman, or you just see it's just Godric saying, "We forget it."
Anyways, yes, you guys walk in, and they have the sigils of House Leander on their foreheads, like branded.
Okay. How close are we?
Right now, you guys are about 15 feet away from the desk. You see that he is sitting there. He's smoking a cigar and has a glass of whiskey.
Okay.
So Godric would give Bia a look to essentially just kind of wait to be like, is this before we actually start the conversation for you to do your fucking however way you can sense.
If I start that, it ain't gonna be a conversation. So,
I know.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter. There's no point in conversating with him because
All
if
right.
it isn't inspired, then this conversation is moot.
all right. So before I do that, I just want to let you know outside the game, if I roll that, if I do that, I'm out. I'm up to 1 fate token left.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about you. I give a
Damn,
fuck about
B.
Kenneth and the mission.
Facts. Can I roll a notice to see
My
like
man,
get a
stay.
room
I
check?
love you. You stay in character, baby.
Of course.
I don't give a
hold
fuck
on.
about you and your feelings. Kenneth.
What were you asking, Bia?
So at first, I want a notice check to basically get like the whole entire surroundings and everything that's in here.
A notice check for just to like check.
Yeah,
the
like you know
room
how you
as you're
scope
walking
everything
in.
out when you
All
walk in.
All right.
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right, just get that out the way. Okay, it's a 2.
Everything looks pretty much normal from what you can tell. You're definitely just like focused on the front of the room where he is and his security is.
All right.
Godric, if you would like to roll a notice, you can as well.
Sure. Can't hurt, right? That is a 1.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
So
Seems normal to you. Seems like a regular meeting. With this guy being a senator, it makes sense that he has extra security in here with him, especially because he has a meeting with people he doesn't know.
I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting for you to give me that signal, so I know if I have to pop off or not.
As you see, he's just sitting there and he's looking at you guys, and he's not greeting you. He's not saying anything. He's kind of just being like a cocky asshole, waiting to see what you guys need.
Sure.
all right, so I guess we just gonna start it off with trespassing into the veil.
Trespassing into the veil.
Yup.
Give me that fate token. You activate the aspect trespassing the veil. The black void starts to stretch around you as you start to connect yourself to be able to see the quarry from Dalcor. And they can see you as well. As you go to look up at Lucar Leander, you see a small spark of blue where his left eye is. And then instantly, the spark explodes as you see this full hulking blue like spirit standing over the desk as you see it just smiling at you. And then you see this like blue flames from him shoot to the sides as you see every single one of these security guards look directly at you. And you, Godric, see that all the security guards turn their heads and look directly at Bia at this moment.
Well, I was gonna ask friend or foe, but I guess that answers it.
Can Bia communicate with me while he's in this state?
He can talk, but you notice that, like, as you like see like the way he's looking around, it's like you're not there. Like you can notice that like he's like his mind is somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to speak to this one. Are you friend or are you foe?
So, as you're seeing what you're seeing,
Yeah.
in Dalco, in like in this this veil, Godric, you're seeing what would be normal.
Well, I see everybody, all their...
Yeah. You're seeing what would be normal as the security guards are looking at him. As this guy is talking, you guys would just be seeing him completely different talking.
Okay, so anything that this Dalcor is going to say is coming from
he's gonna
Lucar's voice to me, while it would be like him communicating.
He's amplifying it through both realms.
Okay.
Are you friend or are you foe? Because it's looking a lot like the latter to me.
It depends on what you mean by friend or foe.
In a war over dreams and reality, who do you stand with?
You're focused on the wrong things. You see, in your world, there is a whole different war going on. A war built on opportunity. A war that makes people desperate. You see, as we seep through the cracks, we're able to take advantage on the pain and suffering of your people. Move forward. And soon, once all of you kill each other, Dalcor will be no more. as we will break the complete veil and become one with this realm.
So I hear those words as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And like, yes, you hear it, and he's looking directly at Bia and like not even like paying any attention to you.
That's fine. I ain't got a spirit, so
But this is like clearing up everything for you.
sure.
so it seems as if you're a part of the Dreaming Dark. It seems this conversation won't be a long one at all.
Can I hear Bia talk?
No. You hear the like it's like he's like mumbling. You are correct. This won't take long at all. Because you and your friend will be gone.
You must have never heard of the name Vastira before.
Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, it matters to all of you that fell before you. You're just one more to the list of my family.
You know why your family doesn't actually matter? Because you don't kill any of us. You may knock us out of this world for a moment, but we'll always find our way back. And with there being only 3 Kalishtar left, the seal will be broken soon.
So you find your way back every time? Must be painful to keep dying. Seems the answer to that is just killing you over and over.
When the last 3 fall, there will be no finding my way back. We will all be the same realm.
Good to know. Good to know.
And no matter what you do here, it doesn't change the fact that we will be on top.
I hope you like the next life that you invade.
Well, I'll come back to this one. I enjoy this Lucar Leander. He's just like us. Sees the big picture. How could you have a truly clean and beautiful city when there's piles of dirt within the alleys? He set up a plan to clean up. Gave them exactly what they wanted. Little boom there, little boom here. Within a couple of months, none of them will exist. And he will have full control. At least that's what he thinks.
Well, what a shame. Little Leander won't be leaving this office. So hopefully you can try to continue his work in your next one. How long does it take you to come back?
Seems a little unfair that you would have this conversation without your friend. And you see he snaps his fingers, and you fall from the veil. You see that like Bia like loses his balance for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Godric, looks like we'll be the ones leaving this office.
Are they unwilling to work with us?
Not at all. They only see the bigger picture for Leander and that life ahead, and the downfall of Kenneth.
House Leander does not matter.
Then that means Kenneth doesn't. Correct?
What is it that you want?
A deal.
A deal. Well, that seems like something we could work out. Let us speak. You and I, the bigger men in the room.
So I will let Bia say his piece before anything else.
Godric, the way that their species work, there is no deals that benefit you for the time being or benefit anything you stand for. Every deal you make with them just furthers their agenda, and you end up stepping in a hole without realizing it. The deal that they'll offer you may mean the downfall of Kenneth a day later, a second later, versus if you don't take the deal and we eradicate the threat as it stands. Any deal they think they might give you is just a further play in their court, their ball, or however they look at their lifespans. My family has been hunting theirs for generations, and I can tell you as a person who's had to deal with them, I will guarantee you this deal will hurt you more than it will gain leverage to Kenneth. Since that's your view on life, it's about what Kenneth's goals and their progress is. He's already assured you that Kenneth will not be standing at the end of this.
It depends on who you ask.
You see?
There are
Their
plenty of
specialty
members
is
within
wordplay.
House Kenneth that are in agreement with us.
Oh, I'm aware.
And when it comes to hunting your family, you do that a little bit better than us.
Damn.
Well, looks like I'll be sending you to the same place they went to then, since you'd love to play that card.
A deal. That's what we were going to talk about?
Or your head.
The conditions. You, whatever you are, whatever these are to submit to House Kenneth. There's two ways this happens. You submit to Kenneth by will or by blade.
What do we even get out of this deal? Doesn't sound like a deal at all. There's so many things I could help you with. There has to be things you want. People you want to protect. If you kill that man right there, as he nods his head towards Bia, I can fully guarantee that with everything that is going to happen to the world, Kenneth will survive.
I do not think you understand. Kenneth is not the survivor. Kenneth is the king.
You seem lost. Kenneth hasn't been the king of anything. 5 kingdoms fighting against each other, and Kenneth is just a group of roaches in each country.
Okay, well. Don't disrespect my family! Don't disrespect my house!
All of their fame, all of their fortune, from ideas stolen from the giants. Nothing that they created on their own. Such as your people.
You can proclaim whatever blasphemy you would like. That doesn't change that this deal is more of a command.
Then I guess there's no deal. Because all of my commands come from a different place.
In the words of Kenneth Soldier himself, get down or lay down for Kenneth.
Me and my men will fight till your death or ours. In the name of the Dreaming Dark!
Good thing I don't die.
Are you guys going to contact the rest of the group? Is there going to be any contact between you guys to know what's going to happen? Right now, nobody has made any actual moves. There've just been threats.
We would have just.
I would
said
hit
we
him
got
on the
body.
mental tail chirp in his head like, boop, boop, and we got the package.
Yeah. After being we got the package, I feel like there'd be a code word for what we know that if if we're in the midst of combat or for backup of some sort.
What you want the code word to be?
Yeah,
you're the high fucking
It
general.
would be you that would come up with it.
You the motherfucking command.
I would probably just have it be Gorgon, code Gorgon. Because that's the Gorgatar, the Gorgon of the Kenneth is the aggressive, the aggressor, the
I feel
representation as it's time to fucking go.
You got a tranquilizer?
I feel like Bia.
I don't like that nod that Nobi just did.
Yeah, I made one for one of those big things.
Yeah.
You want me to give it to Otis?
Yes, stab him in his neck. Can't.
Barrett immediately stabs Otis with the tranquilizer he made
the bullet?
For the bullet.
If you let him
Add
leave,
you hear, add the tranquilizer into the dash. I will multiply the formula for rapid fire.
give him the tranquilizer.
He gives him the other tranquilizer he made.
And you see that it hits 0% and it's starting to load up.
Do not let him fucking leave. Do not let him go nowhere. We'll be back. If you do, I promise you, Godric will fucking make you scrap metal.
You see, as soon as you step out, all the cars just all the doors lock, and you hear prison time
For Kenneth.
for Kenneth.
I really hope that tranquilizer doesn't kill him. That was made for a bullet, not.
He kind of crazy.
Otis.
He'll be okay.
That's true. He does just sniff my fear toxin for fun. Yeah, he'll be fine.
You gotta stop hanging out with these people.
We didn't.
So
get the-
you see that he starts beeping, but it's his GPS beep as he looks up and starts climbing up the side of the building.
Uh-oh.
The spider legs come out and he starts
remember I put
climbing up the
spider
side of
legs
the
on
building.
Facts.
I get in
would-
my barrel and strap in.
I don't know if you guys are gonna go with him.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm gonna hold on while he's climbing up the side of the building.
I strap my barrel in. I get in my barrel, strap myself in my barrel.
Okay. You guys are climbing up the side of the building. You guys just contacted each other. You know that everything is about to be set. You guys are zooming up the side of the building. And as you're zooming up the side of the building, going very, very fast, you see that as you're maybe about 10 flights away from the actual top, you see that these windows start to start shattering as you see like all these different humanoids start jumping out of the windows. But you see that as they jump out of the windows, it looks like this blue aura is around them as they're able to fly, as they start flying up.
I want to, while we're going up there, I want to calculate how many like people are flying up the air, and I want to cast gravity and just drop it all the way down. Fuck off.
So as they come out the windows and they're starting to just shoot straight up, you want to try to cast gravity on
Yeah.
them. So it's going to be a shoot check.
4.
Yes, you see that as they're starting to shoot up, you see that
As they're all shoot up, I start making like sigils in the air with my trunk to cast to make it a giant sigil in the air to push down with gravity.
So you see that you create a giant sigil within the air that wraps around the tower, and you see that as it completely wraps around, it instantly drops like the hell drop and like amusement parks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It immediately drops, and as that drops, you see that as it goes through all of these creatures are instantly getting smashed straight down.
For Kenneth.
You better say that with some fucking enthusiasm.
Yeah, what was
I need that in kid voice. One of you gotta get me in kid voice.
Say it with enthusiasm.
Yeah, say it with some fucking enthusiasm.
Say it with enthusiasm.
For Kenneth!
For Kenneth! So, as you are able to grab a huge amount of them and hit them with gravity, they start falling out of the sky. You see that all over they're falling out of the sky. Traffic is starting to get fucked up and shit because people drive up buildings and stuff here. You see towards the top, a good amount of them were able to still get to the top, and you see that there is a huge amount, like a ring, all the way around that top floor. As all the windows shatter, and you see Lucar get up from his desk. He smiles, and you see that all around you at the top of the building, there are humanoids floating in the air outside, ready to come in. As you see that 8 rush straight towards you guys. 4 towards Godric and 4 towards Bia, as you see Lucar smile. And that is where I will end the session.
Damn. Fuck. I was ready. You know what? I'm gonna save it for late night traffic. But I got some questions I need to ask Sivin, so I know how to go about next session.
Fucking with the
and
Dalcor?
shit. Yeah. Whether it's gonna be well, we'll save it. Anyways, yeah. Well, we got a little mess going on, but we can talk all about those messes, and then we'll be the ideas that we got on Late Night Traffic. Hey guys, check out our Patreon, Clash of Chris per usual, which is a show after the show where we talk about the show. We got dungeon discussions, and we even got a Patreon exclusive campaign called Warcocks. You should really check it out. We would really appreciate the support. But before we say goodbye, plugs. Does anyone have them?
You can follow me on the X at dropper_crit with a K, and special shout out to my boy Gunsmoke. Special shout out to my boy Chappie. I know you're a bitch, but
Damn.
I know you're a bitch, but I love you.
Wow, Psycho really cut your mic off like that. Oof.
No gun smoke.
Ugh. Oh, you want me to shout people out? Shout out to the fans. Thank you for listening. Also, you should go into the Discord and tell them they should let me on the main pod all the time. Thank you.
That was your plug?
Yep.
Damn.
My plug is to have the fans harass you.
That's fair. That's the real.
Well, my name is Seven, aka the voice of the one who just got shut down in one line. You can follow me on the X where I got better comebacks and one-liners at SYVNOG. My shout out's definitely gonna be fuck it, Leander low-key ate me up with his comment, so I can't even hate about it.
You can follow me at OSOKUMA_COK. Also follow Clash of Crits. That's Clash_of_Crits with a K. I'm the good guy. B is the bad guy. He's the one that killed his parents, so we didn't.
Thanks.
And my name is Psycho. You can follow me at XYC0COK. I also plug in Hyperpunk to do some of the music that we play, and Shinovas does our theme song. I'd also like to reiterate that Chappie is a bitch because he is not here.
Yeah, fuck.
Bitch boy.
And everybody, remember, House Kenneth.
Kenneth.
That being
Thanks, kid.
that being said, I believe that is everything. So we will see you in traffic. Bye.
Bye. This was a Clash of Crits podcast. Theme song done by Shanovis, with additional music done by Hyperpunk. If you enjoyed our show, please give us a rating. See you in the next episode.